Hi there, Minerva makers. Today we are here with a product video. I've been checking out some products from the website, picking a few up, and I'd like to show you how to use them and what you can use them for. Today I'm looking at some Prim interfaced piping. It's a piping and interfacing that goes inside some fabric so you can make a great piping detail but have a little bit of structure. It's perfect if you want to add a piping detail to your garment. You can't quite get the colour match that you want, so you either want to use the fabric from your garment, a coloured one for example, or you want to use up some scraps and make some bias binding, add the piping inside and then get a little contrast. Today I'm going to use this piping on a skirt detail. So today I'm making the Maison Fauve grenadine skirt. It's got a really interesting curve shape at the front and I'd like to pipe that so that you can spot that detail, and it's also going to break up my fabrics. I'm using a Minerva stretch cotton sateen to make my skirt. It's got a really interesting print on it and I could use some of the self fabric, but I think it would get lost a little bit. So I'm adding a little chambray detail there because I probably will wear maybe a denim shirt on the top or something with chambray to pair with the skirt. This isn't a full sew along of the grenadine skirt. It's a free pattern over on Maison Fauve's website. So if you want to download it, it really is a real classic design. I'm just going to be showing you today the piping bit of this skirt. So stay tuned to the end and you will see the finished skirt. But I'm just going to give the details of the piping. Today I'm wearing a Soho 7 toaster in a French terry. It's a really nice teal colour. And it has this reverse applique detail on using the Sewing Sorority print from Minerva's exclusive range. So behind the French terry is a piece of the Sewing Sorority print, and I've picked out some of the images, sewn around them and then cut off the blue from the top. It reveals the images underneath, makes a really great sweatshirt. Anyway, let's chit chat. Let's take a look at the product for today. This is the Prim interfacing piping. Out of the packet it looks like this. It's like the innards of some piping. It is quite a soft piping, so even though it's 5mm, you could nip it down a little bit more, I would say. And when you press it inside the fabric, everything sticks together, so the piping cord here won't move around. The first stage is to cut a bias strip. So this fabric has been cut along the bias. I've joined together a few pieces to make one long strip, and ordinarily I would fold that and press it, but I don't want to have a press line. I want the edge to be nice and curved, so I'm going to keep it flat as is. We're going to put this inside and press so that we can keep everything all in position, and then we can sew our piping detail. So with the wrong side of the fabric facing you, you place the piping innards into the centre, match up the raw edges, and then just use the tip of your iron to just press the tape edge. You don't want to press the rounded part of the piping because it is quite a soft, delicate piping, so you don't want to squash it flat. I'm finding the mini iron here is absolutely perfect. Just so you can see a little bit closer, I'm just using a press motion. I don't want to drag too much because I don't want to pull the edges of the tape out of line. So I'm just using a press motion to squeeze the edges together. It's quite a firm piping once you've made it, so it's ideal for bag making too, actually, which I didn't mention before. And if you like that round edge profile that you've got on the one side, you can also help to get that on the other side if you're making something like cushions. So press up to the edge on both sides. Just a little tip for you if you're using it in garment making. I don't want all that bulk in my hemline, so I'm pulling out some of the cord, snipping it off. That's my seam allowance that I've snipped off there. So now I've got a nice flat bit at the end, which is much more pliable. That's going to go towards the hem edge. I'm going to pin that in place and then I'll show you what I mean. It folds back without creating too much bulk. You might find because of the interfacing in the piping, it is quite tricky to get pins through, but I've used some horizontal pins. I'm just putting some vertical pins in around the curve because I want to make sure that I haven't got any kinks or puckers. But you might find it easier to use some clips if your pins aren't quite sharp enough. It might be an easy way to start to hold down more layers of fabric. So whether you've used straight pins, horizontal pins or clips, you're going to take this through the first pass on the machine. This first pass will just hold everything in place, and you don't need to get really close, but you need to get close enough for it not to flap around. It's best to use an adjustable foot because if you use your regular foot, it rocks on the edge of the piping and you squash it down flat. Just need to get here. Once you've made your first pass, the piping is basted on. I've got it pretty close to be honest, but I could go a little bit closer on my next pass when I add the next piece of fabric. Got a really nice smooth corner there, no ripples or anything. You want to check that before you move on to the next part of your pattern. The upper skirt is going to be attached to the lower skirt. I'm creating a sandwich with the piping in the middle. I've got some really useful notches for helping me to get around the curved shape. You want to be careful there around that corner. It's called inlaying when you put a concave shape into a convex shape. And I've also added a little bit of tacking on that corner. That means that now when I sew the second piece on, I've got a really smooth finish. Got that nice soft end there for making the hem later. I have pressed it and it does press quite flat. You can see there, that's the join. You can see it's not a rounded piping, but if I wanted to keep the rounded edge, I would need to just press the skirt. This is the prim interfaced piping. Okay, so this is the Maison Fauve skirt. It's got quite a sort of gentle A-line shape. Here's that piping detail. Now, I did develop that little detail, so I added the piping, and then when I pressed the skirt, I did press it down a little bit flat, so I've top stitched it. Actually, it's made it really nice and smooth. I'm really pleased that I took some of the piping out of the end because that's created a really nice straight hem. You want to be looking for your side seams to be running perpendicular to the floor. This hasn't got a waistband, this one has a facing that turns to the inside, and I made the lined version. This is Glorious Garnish and organic cotton stretch sateen, so that's a cotton fabric. A little bit of structure which is perfect for the A-line, and I really like all of the colours. This is a 5mm piping, so it is quite a large gauge, and I did check the website and it doesn't come in any other sizes, but it is good for tailoring around the edge of cushions or for this special detail that I put in the skirt. It's something you might want to put on your radar if you think about piping, but you find that sometimes it's a little bit slippy if you try to make it yourself, or you want to have something a little bit different to just the base colours of normal piping that we have on our website. I'll link a few different piping products alongside this video because depending on your garment choice or your project, you might need a different style of piping. I hope you have enjoyed that little dive into a product use. If you'd like to know about any other products that are on our website, do leave it in the comments below. Tools, haberdashery, anything like that, and we might be able to help you in the future. Do make a free account over at Minerva, share your makes there, add a photograph, a description, take a look at what other Minerva makers have been up to. It really is an inspirational place for sewers to hang out. We would love to see you here again on the YouTube channel, so click and subscribe and then you can access all of our playlists. There's so much content there now to see. Sew alongs, learn to sew playlists, pattern drafting, fabric chit chat, pattern pairing, new fabric releases. There's lots of really great sewing goodness. Thank you for your company and we'll see you again soon.